Okay, continuing with this boring weather of winds, 6.5 of Natural Questions, Book 5. Okay, the western equinox sends the Favonian wind, which they say to you is the zephyr. Even those people who they don't know how to speak in Greek. From the solstice setting of the sun, the chorus comes, which upon certain people is called the Agestes, which does not seem to me right, I guess, because the force of the chorus is violence, and it rapacks into one direction. It's rapacious or has some force, where the Agestes is nearly soft and tamquam here correlatives. And just as to the going people communally, as to those returning, it's the same. So he's saying it doesn't seem right to call this wind the chorus and the Agestes, because the chorus goes to one direction violently and the other one goes to softly to whichever direction you're going. Okay, Hibernus is winter. So from the setting of the sun again, the Occidente, the Africus is furibundus, is very furious, and it rushes this wind, which put the Greeks, with Greeks is called lips. So I've got my download here of the winds. There's lips, it's a bit south of the southwest wind, and etc. 16.6. From the septentrional side, the northern side, the summus is the aquila. The top is the aquila. That's north-northeast. The medium is septentrio, north, and the bottom one is north-northwest or something. The Thracius. The lobe actually has them in brackets exactly. To this there is lacking amongst us a word for this one, the Thracius one. From the southern axis, there's the Greek word for Euronotus, south-southeast. Then the notos, the south. In Latin it's called the osta. Then there's the, what would that be, south-southwest. The Lucanos, which amongst us is without a name. So if I bring that back up again. Euronotus, the red's Latin, the blue's Greek. Osta and notos and libonotus, yeah. So the south-southeast and south-southwest ones have the same name basically. Okay, 17. Looks like that's over. Now, it's pleasing to say that there are 12 winds, or however you can say there are 12 winds, not because ubiqui, everywhere, tot sunt, there are that many of the number. For the inclination of the earth excludes some of these. I guess over the ocean it doesn't, but inclination of the earth, what's that mean? The side of mountains maybe stop some of the winds or something? Anyway, but because nowhere are there more than 12. Thus, we say there are 6 cases, not because all nomenmen, it's got to be a typo, because all nomen sex, okay, so all nouns in Latin have 6 numbers, or 6 cases, because there are not more than 6. So what do you have? Vocative, nominative, accusative, genitive, dative, ablative, that's 7, but we'll take the nominative out because it's the nominative and the vocative are pretty much the same except the second declension. 17.2. Qui, there are those who say there are 12 winds. They follow this reasoning, and they follow this of why they say it. That there's the same number, totidem and qualitatives, the same amount of winds as there are discremas of the heavens, or different parts of the sky. Now, the heavens are divided into 5 circles, which go through the cardinals, or the cardinal points of the earth, or literally it's a hinge, but cardinal and axles, they're all parts of the sky. This is all some new caveman stuff to me. That's the northern, the solstice, I think that's the North Pole, the equinox in the winter, and that contrarius to the septentrional, which is the southern. So I saw something in the lobe. What was it? The circles we now call Arctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer, Equator, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle. Okay, that makes sense. To this is added a sixth, which is the superior part of the world, Sequence. It divides the superior part of the world from the inferior, from the below, so the upper and lower parts of the world. For as you know, a half part of the world is always above us, and half is below us. 17.3. This line, which is between the aperta and occulta, the openly seen and the hidden things, this the Greeks call the horizon, or horizontal, or something like that. Horizon. Nostri, that's we the Romans, we Dixerant, we call this the Finitor. Others call it the Finiantem. There's a bit of a spelling difference. The Finitor and the Finiantem, these are the horizon. Looks like a gerund with S, so it must be added still the meridianous circle. What do we go? Which secats, which cuts the horizon with Pythagoras with a right angle, rectus angle. X here's. From these, quidem indeed, circles current run in traverse obliquely, and they intervene or hit others, and they skinned at them, and they with themselves they divide these other things they intersect. So it's necessary, moreover, that correlatives again, that just as many as there are differences of the air, there are parts. So many sections of the sky as how many parts there are. 17.4. Therefore, the horizon in Greek, or the Finian circle, if you want to stick with the Latin, these are 5 orbs or circles, which Modo just now I've defined, and I'll go with the lobe again. Eerie skinned it or something. Okay, so it makes 10 parts. So you have 5 circles of the air, the horizon splits them in half, making 10 parts, 5 from the orto of the sun, and 5 from the setting of the sun. Again, whether it's from or to doesn't make a difference. If it's to the left or from the left, it's the same thing. The meridian circle, which incurs or runs into the horizon, adds 2 regions. So thus then we have 12 discrimina of the air, 12 regions of the sky it accepts or takes, and that makes the same amount of winds. 17.5. Quidem. There are certain propri quorandum locum. They have their own. Propri basically means their own. Some of these winds have their own locations, so I guess they're not, and they're not everywhere. Who they don't transmit, but they only bear things in proximity in their own region. The lobe inserts ships here getting carried around, but it's not actually in the Latin. There's not an impetus, there's not a force to these from any universal part of the world. The Atibus wind infests Apulia, its own local wind. Yapax Calabria. Okay, so we've got a lot of names here, and A and B, A and B, A and B sort of things. Gaul would have it, the Circus, etc. To which the Incolas, the inhabitants, they give thanks to this wind. Nevertheless, it shakes their buildings. Tamquin, so it looks like why they're giving thanks to it. Of course, they owe to it the healthiness of their climate, basically. Certainly, Divus Augustus, the divine Augustus, a temple to them when he was staying in Gaul, he vowed and fecunded it and made it. Okay, so pretty much finishes one of those boring things I've ever read. Anyway, it would be infinite if I wanted to follow up or every single wind for no region propimotum, nearly all regions. There are which do not have some blast of wind of their own, I guess, from which it's born there and it falls around itself. Might as well propimotum this. What have I got here? Paste that there. Propimotum. Just about pretty well. Cicero, Seneca, use it. Okay, I think that's it for the day.